Celebrations now, come on.
Can we get sued for singing songs? Celebrate. I think it's only if it's a
Don't
certain
tell me
amount
that now, because I've been singing 2 songs
I think
every week. Yeah.
No, I think it's only if it's a certain amount, and also we're not playing the actual audio.
All right.
I
Okay.
think we're all right.
Well, welcome, lovely listeners, to our year anniversary episode.
Mad.
Yeah.
A year of the podcast. Can you believe it?
That's 52 weeks of looking lovingly into Carl Mullan's eyes.
Why'd you say that so exasperated?
Listen to my week. Yeah,
No, so it's like super cool that like we've gone a year doing this, because we did start it out as a laugh and we were like, let's see how this goes. And there's so many people who start podcasts and they only last a few weeks and then they're like, okay, right.
And it's a bloody hard graft, Carl. I'll tell you, I was one of those people that underestimate it.
No, there's loads to it, but can I just say, especially after like the first couple of months of doing the podcast, when it really started like getting up and going and like all of the interaction from you guys listening, it's when you start getting that, you're like, oh, it really gets enjoyable. Because you're
Yes.
like, oh, there's actually people listening to this. This is mad.
Yes,
and
yes.
people interacting with what you say. And then like, when we're out and about now, people have been like, oh, I listened to the podcast. I love
Yes,
it.
it's lovely. That is, we'll get into that now in a little bit more, but welcome to How Are You, Lovie?
Yes, I'm Carl.
And I'm Aisling, and thank you so much for tuning in this week. To our lovely listeners,
Yes.
it's been a beautiful year, has it not, Carl?
It has. It's been absolutely amazing. And it would be nothing without you guys. So
Yes.
thank you. Can I actually start off our episode as well, because it's the 1 year anniversary of the episode, by not just shouting out the lovely listeners. There's one other person who I'm going to shout out. Producer Emma.
Producer Emma.
Producer Emma.
Where would we be without producer Emma?
Oh, AKA my sister.
Yeah.
Your sister-in-law.
My shitty witty.
Yeah. So, because like you talked about, like, there's a load of work involved.
Oh.
And the vast majority of it is done by Emma. All
Sorry,
the hard
I do not
Trojan
know
stuff.
how she sits and listens to us. But like, not even just straight through, like how people would listen, like through a podcast.
She cuts out all the shite
She cuts
talk.
out the shite talk.
Yeah.
And like sometimes, like she's done it here in our kitchen before, and I'm like, please stop playing that laugh again. Do you know? Because she's editing down the laugh because she's like, I need to cut out time sometimes.
People are probably listening to this going, hang on, so she's cutting out shy talk and there's still the amount of shy talk that's already in
Yeah, I
your
know.
podcast.
Like, God love her, but she knows what she does.
Well, look, this is officially like the 1 year anniversary of How You Lovie, but we're going to have a proper kind of celebratory 1 year bonus episode on Saturday.
When I say celebratory, it's not even. It's just going to be like, I'll ask you a few questions, Carl, about the year.
Bit of a look back.
Yes.
Bit of a kind of like proper just marking the occasion as
Yes.
such. We've something else that we're doing to mark the occasion. We're setting up an Instagram page.
Oh, sorry.
You were looking at me like I had. You look.
I was like, what's in my notes, Carl?
You literally looked at me there like I shit on your pillow.
I know.
I was like, Jesus
Sorry.
Christ.
No, because I was like, we need to cue this in, Carl.
Yeah.
And then I'm the one that forgets about it. Yes, Carl, you are right. We're setting up a new Instagram page for the How Are You Lovie stuff.
So this is the thing, right? Because up until this point, any stuff that we've done on Instagram, we've kind of done it through my Instagram, and whenever
I'm so allergic
you're
to it.
opening yours, your one as well, the odd time. But actually, what we found is over the last year, like we're getting more and more correspondence in terms of emails.
Yes.
And then like we would get DMs from people and we're like, do you know what? It's way better for us to have a dedicated podcast page, which is now like all the usual ways that you can get in touch, like howyoulovey@gmail.com or leaving comments underneath on Spotify. That's absolutely perfect. That doesn't change.
Yes.
But now if you're on Instagram, that's like
Go
a
to the
central
How Are You
place.
Lovie page.
You can send us a DM.
And we'll
You
catch
can
it all there.
Send us a little voice note. You'll be able to watch clips. There'll be more stuff there.
Yes.
Because naturally as well, like on our own Instagrams, we're sharing other things. There's more podcast stuff that we can share there.
And I tell you what, I'm going to introduce something new at the correspondence section, and I'll tell you how it came about.
Okay.
But we'll discuss that when I get to the correspondence section.
Well, can I just say to everyone now,
Tell
you
me
know the way
what.
we always start the episodes by saying, don't forget to rate, review, share and subscribe to the podcast. I'm going
Yes.
to add another one in.
Go on.
And I want, as I'm saying this, as long as you're not driving a car, go on and do us the favour of open up Instagram and follow us now. So you can, it's at How Are You Lovie. Yeah, YALOVIE.
So we'll catch you there, lovely listeners.
Exactly. Go on, give us a follow there. There'll be loads of stuff for the podcast there, and it's just a great way that you can get in touch with us.
Yes.
Okay, shall we get into the episode?
Yes, Carl, we should. And I think we're better off starting with you this week. Tell me, Carl, how are you, lovey?
Why do I feel like I'm being set up here?
You're actually not. I'm just...
Well, okay. Thank you for asking.
You had a whopper week.
I had a brilliant week. An absolutely brilliant week. My voice is a bit hoarse. So I landed back today from Toronto.
Yes.
So today is Monday and I left on Friday. So it was a kind of a whistle stop tour.
So you left Ireland on Friday.
Left Ireland on Friday.
Yes.
Sorry, yes. Left Ireland on Friday. Landed in Toronto on Friday night. So I had like an old kind of school friend who was getting married. And we had looked
Sorry,
at...
old school, like he was our pal for years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we had looked into whether the two of us could go over. But like between holidays and annual leave and all these different things. Childcare.
Being the main priority.
part. We couldn't make it work. So I went over to it. Thank you very much, wife.
You're very welcome.
And so we arrived on Friday night and we went to, you know, like the pre-drinks you'd have the night before a wedding. It was really nice. Like I say, I literally arrived in, like, rented a car, drove 2 hours to where it was. It's a place called Niagara on the Lake. So near Niagara Falls, beautiful little town. And it's wine country.
Yeah.
I never knew Canada had wine country.
But sorry, you knew that from the invitation that you were going to a wine country part.
Ash, I did not read the invitation.
Because I did. Okay.
Yeah, I did not know it was anything to do with vineyards.
Okay,
or anything.
continue on, yeah.
Went and it was like, you know, went to a winery, nice wine, whatever like that. That's the night before. And you know the way the night before, you can sometimes tear the arse out of it.
You can hit it hard, yes.
So we slightly tore the arse out of it.
Okay.
So I woke up a bit hungover.
Did the lads have to go golf then? Like what did
No,
they
they
do?
didn't. There was talk of the lads going to play golf. They didn't have to do that. So it was fine. But because it was a quick turnaround of a weekend for everyone, we were like, okay, we need to maximise our time. So the wedding wasn't till 3:30 on Saturday. So we said to ourselves, right, Niagara Falls.
So what time did you hit
None of
that
us had
at?
ever been. Do you know what? Not too early because it was only a 20-minute drive from where we were staying.
Okay.
So we drove to Niagara Falls. We were there for 9:30 in the morning.
Oh God, bright and early.
I was grand. Now I wasn't driving, so it was grand. It was fine with me. Kev, one of the lads, drove and we went down. And do you know what? A lot of people before I had gone to see Niagara Falls were like, oh yeah.
Well, that's what I said was it last week that I
Did
said it?
you say that?
Was it here that I said it? Or was it us chatting to our friends? Maybe we were chatting to our friends in this spot.
Yes, maybe.
Yes.
Okay, so what was your opinion of Niagara Falls?
I just said that I felt it was a little bit, like, not underwhelming. I felt like it was going to be bigger and it wasn't as big as what I thought.
Well,
It's like the Statue of Liberty. I'm like, all right, yeah.
a few people had that kind of underwhelmed reaction when I told them I was going to see Niagara Falls. So I had very much reined in my expectations.
Yes.
I thought it was fucking incredible. I thought it was stunning. Like it was, and there's like there's two waterfalls.
There's two waterfalls, yes. But I think that's
Actually,
just you,
technically
Carl.
three,
You take the joy out of everything. You would like take a shit and you'd have
Of course,
the
that's the
joy out.
example we use.
Well, yeah. And you'd the joy out of it.
But like, sorry now.
You could ride the joy of a piece of shit for about 3 weeks.
No, I thought it was just amazing. Just even as we were walking towards it, the noise, and then like
You walked all
the
the way towards it,
sheer
did you?
volume of water. Well, walking towards like as if we like where we parked the car.
Yeah,
We
to get on
parked
the
at-
boat.
Parked at CN Tower, and then we had to go downhill
Yes,
to get to
yeah.
it, and just this wall of noise hitting you.
Yes.
And then you can start to feel all the mist in
The
the air
mist.
before you even see the waterfalls.
Yes.
And I thought it was unbelievable. And I've been to Iguazu Falls, which is on the border between Brazil and Argentina.
Yes.
And that's incredible as well. Now, funny enough,
What's better?
I did that in my early 20s. I was actually having this conversation at Niagara. I've done a load of these things in my 20s. You know, in summers off college where you'd go
Yes.
traveling. And I saw some amazing things. And I don't think in my 20s I fully appreciated them.
Okay.
I actually, there's so many of them I'd love to go back now. I don't know, maybe it's maturity, maybe it's just, I don't know. But I just feel I've way more of an appreciation for how like wonderful these things are. So
Maybe because your time was to yourself so that you could be like, I'm going to sit here and take it all in for a maximum amount of time.
Because
that
there was
I can.
no kids or anything like
no
that.
wife.
That's possible as well.
Yeah.
I know, well, like we would like travel and do things together. Now, yeah, we'd kind of be yin to each other's yang. I'd be like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, it's grand. It's all right.
Yes. I would suck the joy out of things. You would ride the joy.
You don't suck the joy
I'd be
out
like,
of
right, I'd be like,
You're
right, check. Yeah, seen that. Let's move on.
Do you know what no one warns you about?
What? The
See, you know,
wetness?
You
Moist.
get absolutely drenched.
Yeah, I forgot to say that you wear flip flops or something, but not your Birks, because if you wear your Birks, they get absolutely ruined.
So we got the boat that brings you underneath, which I'd say is a must. If you're going to see
Yes.
it, definitely go and do it. But like they say, oh, we'll provide you with a poncho. One, poncho does fuck all. It's literally for the photo op. The
Yes.
poncho does nothing. And then your feet, like we were at the side,
So your runners got
we were
absolutely drenched.
down underneath. But like, what you don't realise is it's very choppy underneath.
Yeah.
So there was like kind of waves coming up onto the boat. We got absolutely drenched. So luckily I had a second pair of runners with me.
Good.
And then I had the suit for wearing to the wedding. But yeah, Niagara Falls, huge hit.
Okay, good.
Absolutely loved it. And then we went to the wedding later that day. And you know the way everyone talks about like your wedding and the weather and worrying about the weather or whatever like that. Do you know what the weather was for the day of their wedding?
Moist.
Not only that, there was a tornado warning. There was a
Sorry, you were telling. So sorry, Carl arrived in this morning as I was walking out the door for work. I said, "Don't get out of the car. Drive me into work."
there was a tornado warning the
So
morning
you were briefly telling me this, yeah.
of the wedding. And you know when you're just like, I kind of woke up and whatever way that like systems work there, like it came up as an alert on all of our phones, and it was like in the region we were in, there was a tornado warning. It was like,
Sorry,
this is
I love
mad.
this. Right, you got up and you said, feck it, we're still going to Niagara Falls."
No, it was actually after. It was on the way back from Niagara Falls.
Right,
Actually, we saw the
okay,
tornado one, and you could see the sky. Do you know when the sky gets impossibly dark?
Like a yellowy dark.
It was mad,
Yeah.
and you were like, "Oh, okay." So anyway, I went back to the room. I had time to have a little bit of a snooze, whatever that. And when I woke up, the most torrential rain I've ever seen in my life. As in, there was a bus collecting us to go to the wedding, which was a 1 minute walk from me from where I was staying.
Yes.
And I was like, I can't leave because I'll get so drenched
Yes.
that I won't be able to go to the wedding. So I was like, I'm going to have to order an Uber and just follow them there. So I got an Uber with Laura, one of our friends as well. And I had to go and collect her at the hotel she was staying in. But as the driver was going along, you couldn't see. And actually it was like end of the world stuff. People were like trying to get where they were, like pedestrians were in a panic because it was raining so much. So they were running out in front of cars. He's jamming on the brakes. He can hardly see them. Absolutely mad. Arrived at the wedding venue. And I swear to God, it was like divine intervention. It was literally the moment we arrived. It was like the clouds parted and the storm ended. But then, look, just an absolutely beautiful, like a gorgeous day. Lovely spending time with mates. Now, I will say, I am not able for it anymore.
Yeah, because you said you were bailing at 11.
I was 11:30. The shuttle bus was it was the first shuttle of the night, bringing people back to the hotel. And I was like, I'm done, lads. And they were like, what? And I was like, I can't go any longer. And I swear to God, I literally had one foot on the bus. And Kev, one of our mates, just goes, "You didn't fly halfway across the world to go home at 11:30, you fucking idiot." And I was just like, oh, he's right. And do you know one of those moments you're like, oh, he's right. And I just turned around and I was
So
like,
you left Laura get on the bus herself?
I did. I was like, "See you later, Laura. Good luck." The lads were like, "Come on, Mullan, in here." And we went.
Sorry, with the three U's, giddy as, I'd say, going in
Well,
there.
do you know what I actually had to say to the lads?
What?
I was like, "I'll come back, but I need to sit down.
Yeah.
I just need to sit down for 5 minutes." So I got myself a rum and coke and I sat down and I rehydrated. Do you know what saved the night for me?
Tell
It was
me.
a brilliant day, but what saved
Go
the
on.
night for me? The wedding DJ they had was the greatest DJ I have ever been in the presence of. I nicknamed him the chef because as he was DJing, he'd be mixing stuff in, and you would knew when it was coming. You'd be like, he's about to cook something here, and be like, "Let the chef cook. Let the chef."
Oh my God,
cook."
he probably thought you were the absolute shit. And I'd say everyone was like, please get him off the
He
dance floor.
loved it. He was unbelievable, and like he'd done his research because he was a Canadian DJ.
Yes.
But he played like Maniac 2000. He played all these things. And I asked the couple, and they had only given very light direction. as in like stuff that the Irish, stuff that the Canadians, there was a few Scottish and Geordies there as well.
Yes.
But he had gone and done the research himself and
Yes.
played all things. He was absolutely brilliant. So that was it. Following day, woke up, we went for breakfast, had a stroll around the place, and then it was
Said goodbye to your pals and off you
said
went.
goodbye, and then it was a 2-hour drive back to the airport. I was trying to get there early because of the World Cup final, but as I now know, Toronto traffic is
Desperate.
hellish. And
Yeah, it's a bit like LA traffic.
Pearson Airport,
Yeah.
a lot of Canadians DM me and they were like, just to warn you, it's a hellhole of an airport. It's a hellhole of an airport.
Oh, wowee.
Not that it's a hellhole, it's just chaos.
Okay.
Do you know? So anyway, I didn't get through security and get the car dropped off until it was like the second half was starting, and then the flight was boarding at what was due to be the end of normal time. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, now I'm going to miss the World Cup final. But anyway, I was going onto the plane as it went into extra time. Luckily, I had an eSIM. Lads, if anyone's got abroad, get yourself an eSIM, because I was able to stream the match on the plane. And luckily, as we're on the plane, they were like, we've had a very mild technical issue. It's going to take about 10 minutes for us to get it sorted. I was like, yes!
I would say
Yes!
the pilot's feckin'. Do you know what? So I got a message in during the week because someone had messaged you and she was afraid that you didn't see it. And I couldn't find it for the podcast. But she was saying it was her cousin's or something's flight, and whoever she knew as a pilot.
Yeah.
And she said, no, they go when they have to go.
Yeah, because their slot is their slot.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So that was effectively what she was saying. So she says, good luck to you trying to get it. But I was
Well,
like, technical issue.
I was so glad to see it. And so we ended up being delayed by about an hour, but it meant I was able to see the whole thing through.
Yeah, but like, I mean,
Watch
what a
them
feckin' match.
lift the cup.
Like-
It was an absolutely shocking.
Speaking of the match, I need to pull up with us. Well, also because it was pulled up with us as well on Instagram. Our predictions were so off the charts.
Was this last week's episode? It was. I think it was.
last week's episode.
So we had said an England-France final, hadn't we?
We had said in England, France, and I was like all for England winning. I was supporting France,
Yeah.
but at this stage the semi-finals hadn't been played. They hadn't
Yeah.
been played. So yeah, no, our predictions were way off the mark, Carl.
Well, not way off the mark. We got an England-France third, fourth place playoff,
Ah, yeah, but like, come
which
on.
was one of the games of the tournament.
Yeah,
6-4.
yeah.
10 goals.
Yeah.
I actually had seen a thing beforehand and people were like, this is the game everyone sleeps on, because everyone thinks like it doesn't matter, which it doesn't. But because it doesn't matter, teams kind of throw caution to the wind.
Yes, and they're all enjoying the play more than anything else.
And that's why you traditionally, now, the previous World Cup was an unbelievable final, but you can traditionally get quite poor World Cup finals because everyone's terrified of going to attacking
yes.
and then letting a
Something
goal in against
called or
the,
like, yes, yeah.
against the play or whatever. So people tend to be very conservative in a World Cup final. It was an absolute shocking World Cup
was
final.
desperate.
And then did you watch the halftime show?
No, I actually switched off. I'll tell you about my weekend, but I didn't. I was listening to everything. I was listening to everything.
Well, the whole thing from start to finish, a shit
Shocking.
show. Shocking. There we go. That was my week. It was wonderful. But I'm glad to be home now.
Good. Now, speaking of World Cup,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
we the voucher to give
we
away.
have to give away
How
a
much
voucher.
did we say?
I don't know, Carl. You'll have to go back.
I'll double check it. It was either 100 or 150 or a one for all voucher.
I think you went up higher. I think you said 150, and I was being a bit scabby.
I'll double check it.
And I said, no, Carl, but I think you said 150.
Okay, do we have the winner?
Well, you said we're going to pick a random winner.
Okay, okay. Now I'm gonna have to we'll edit all the like messing around of like how we're gonna decide. So okay, by the power of editing,
Can you just go?
by the power of editing, here's a sound effect of a random generator. The winner of the voucher for correctly predicting that Spain would become the world champions at the World Cup is Shauna Baines. Congratulations.
Shauna Baines. Well done.
Shauna, her comment was, great episode. I've 2 kids under 6 and we use the air fryer daily. So handy to throw things in, especially pizza bagels for the kids. Spain for the win in the World Cup, hopefully. Shauna, congratulations.
You can buy whatever you want for that air fryer now.
That one for us. So we'll reach out to you and get your details and get that sent out
Thanks,
to you.
Shauna.
Remind me during the week to actually send her that voucher,
Yes,
will
I
you?
will. Don't you worry.
Right, go on then. That's me. Ash, how are you, Lovie?
So you ready for mine?
Oh, dear, I'm braced.
Okay. Well, don't relax. It's actually lovely.
Everyone was like, how do you get away with going away on your own? I'm like, listen, we all take turns at going away on our own. Just I've had a lot of opportunities
I
in
wouldn't
the
mind.
last few weeks.
My friend rang me tonight. Joy rang me tonight and she goes, you need to take time. It's just important now, Aisling. You need to take time for you.
I agree.
We're not, because we will get into a domestic.
You can't take time at the moment.
Yes.
Yes, I know. There's a lot going on.
And if I do plan, someone double books things. So let's not.
Okay. Keep going.
Okay.
How are you? How was your week?
Well, I was on my own this week. Well, I was in work. So I went from the 4 days into having the kids on day 5, shall we say, normal working week, normal parenting stuff, right?
Yeah.
You went away, you left me.
Yeah.
And the blob started.
Oh. Sorry, that always seems to coincide with me being away.
I know, Carl.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like, oh, he's left, shed, quick.
Yeah, it always does seem to happen.
I don't know. It's funny. But actually, normally when you're on the blob, right, when you have your yonis, you kind of get low productivity.
Oh, yeah.
To say I blitzed.
Sorry, I came in the house, it's like you'd eat your dinner off any surface in the house.
I blitzed. I was literally like, he's gone. Like, it was amazing. It was amazing.
But sorry, this is similar to what we've spoken about before in terms of how easy it is to get stuff done when you're on your own, even with the kids there.
Yeah. Well, I just stuck them out in the back garden all weekend.
Yeah.
And
the weather helped.
The weather helped. But what it also was that, like, I haven't had a weekend of doing absolutely nothing since April.
Yeah.
Do you know that way?
So there was nothing planned anyway.
There was nothing planned. Well, we did. We did 30th birthday that we went to on Saturday, and we did go to that. But besides that, like, the house got blitzed. Like, there was stuff, Carl, that was in the house. Like, the Christmas tins were still sitting in the cupboard.
Actually, I was looking for that because that's normally
the Advent calendar.
We normally keep all the nice bits in the Christmas tin.
Yeah, no, that came about at Christmas time. But then there was stuff in there, like there was Easter eggs and everything in there. The Advent calendars were still on the doors, Carl.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
We're July.
See, my problem is I don't see this stuff.
I know, but it was all just heavy on me.
Do you know what's so funny? I came back and, like, literally it's like
the mental clarity.
It's like someone has lifted a weight off your shoulders, and it's because you got to blitz the place.
And, like, the kids' clothes gone to the charity bank. Isn't that amazing?
That is good going, to be fair now. With the 3 of them here.
Yeah. So I just had, it was like a weight lifted off me. And then I came back from work and I was like, fucking Carl's back. And here he is sitting on the couch. So Bavine hasn't had a bottle. We've taken a long time to get Bavine off her bottle. She's 18 months. Bavine hasn't had a bottle for 2.5 weeks. And here he is sitting on the chair.
Giving her a
Bavine
bottle.
on lap, giving her a bottle. And I came in and I was like, Carl, she hasn't had a bottle for 2.5 weeks. Oh. You forget how to put, no. I've said this to you before. You forget it takes you a day and a half to get back into parenthood.
Jet lagged.
No, it's not even the jet lag. Generally that's how, if you're away from the kids, it takes you a day and a half to get back into the role.
I swear to God, I came in today and she has gotten older.
I know but that's because I was here.
She's saying more words.
Yeah, all weekend, and we were talking. I was talking a lot more to her, and I was specifically talking to her because normally we talk to the other 2.
Yeah.
And I was trying to, like, get her to do her own things and to speak back to me. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then even for Ayla, like, we were only having a conversation the other week because Davy's and Ayla's birthdays are so close together.
Yeah.
And I was like, we knew what we were getting Davy. I'm like, what are we going to get Ayla? Because whatever he's interested in, she's automatically interested in.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, I can't wait for her to start school so she can start getting her own interest in what she might like.
Yeah.
But whatever she gets, he kind of takes over anyway. So I'm like, I need her to try and start forging her own little, like, I don't want her to be a sheep.
Yeah.
And she's not a sheep.
Oh, she's not a sheep.
So I'm like, and what she is she's just following her brother.
Yeah.
So I was trying to get her to figure out. Now she gets really giddy. So I took out the squirter things, and she was like, no, I don't like this. And then the minute she started squirting him back, he's like, ah! And then he was doing it harder on her. And I'm like, this is brilliant. So, but she's the giddy part, and I'm like, she's brilliant. I love her.
Yeah.
No, I had a really lovely week. Like, everyone's like, oh my God, how are you with the kids? And I'm like, oh, do you know what? I just had such a whopper weekend with the kids that I'm like, it's so nice just to exist with them and just to do, like, you can make big things out of nothing.
Yeah.
You know the way? And I'm like, I loved that. Like, and then what did we have for dinner? I made burger wraps for lunch on Saturday.
Burger wraps.
So like literally, I was like, I've mince to use, and I'm like, what am I going to do? And I wanted to
Lovely.
feed. Your mum was over, and I'm like, all right, I need to stretch this mince a bit more. So I got a wrap and put like a thin layer of mince in it, and I put like onions and peppers on it. You flip it over on the pan.
Lovely.
So it's like you're flipping an omelette or a pancake.
Yeah.
So you cook the mince side.
Yeah.
And then you take it off the pan, and then you put your lettuce and your burger sauce and your cheese. And Davey's like, can I have gherkins? And then you fold it so it's like a wrap.
Sorry, that sounds savage.
And your mum loved it.
Oh,
A burger wrap.
that sounds
Kids
lovely.
loved it. So that was like a big activity.
Yeah.
So like little things like that. I'm like, oh, I can see the cons and the pros and cons of working and not working.
Yeah.
But equally, I'm like, I enjoyed my time with them. And then by Sunday, I was like, okay, I can't wait to go to work on Monday morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I had a great weekend. We just had a whopper time. It was just so lovely spending that time and spending time with each child.
Does it make you wonder? Because like, I've had this before where I've spent like a weekend with the kids, and obviously we spend every weekend with the kids. But like, say when you're a solo parent for the weekend with the kids, and
Yes.
you purposely don't really plan much, right? Does it make you wonder, like, God, do we actually like need to just clear our diaries more, as in not plan as much? Now,
But I
obviously, it's
think-
very hard to do that.
I
but-
think we did do this before. It was probably a year ago. And I think what's happened naturally this year and the way this year has unfolded, like especially from the start of the year, time just slipped
yeah,
ahead. And normally I would be good at forecasting what's ahead.
yeah,
Now I'm getting back into my mojo now,
mm,
but I haven't been allowed to give us the opportunity to say this, and this. I think we got into April
yeah,
and I was like, Carl, we have no weekends until the middle weekend of June. And
Yeah.
then when we got to that middle weekend, that weekend was booked up already.
mm,
So like this was my first weekend since April
yeah,
of having absolutely nothing. And a lot of it is you with work as well. So
Yeah,
like
no.
that's kind of where,
This summer in particular has just been like bonkers busy with
Yeah.
work.
yeah, no, it has been crazy. But like, look, we're just passing ships at the moment. But I think that's why it's important to take the enjoyment where we can
Yeah.
as well. But no, we naturally have been good at saying, right, we need to make sure there's weekends where there's nothing. And I think we've made a decision already moving into like the new school year where we're not doing swimming on a Saturday morning anymore
Yeah,
because it's killing us
Yeah.
and the kids. And we're a family that we are both up and out the door early. Like both parents
yeah,
are out the door by 7:30 and in work.
Yeah.
So naturally we're an earlier starting house.
mm,
So from that point, like some people aren't getting up until 7:30.
Yeah.
Do you know that way? So like from that point of view, I think on the weekends we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot.
we need to be a bit like
We just need
and
to be
even to the
kinder to
kids as
ourselves.
well, like
Yeah.
just to do a lazy morning with them or whatever.
I'm not
like
even
that.
lazy. Like, I mean, he'll be starting at 9 as
Yeah,
opposed
yeah.
to doing swimming at 7:30.
Yeah,
It's just giving us that extra half
half
hour.
an hour. Yeah,
But anyway, so no, I think, yeah, moving forward. And like that, the blitz was like, it was a real cathartic blitz. There's loads of other bits to be done.
yeah,
But yeah. So anyway, yeah, I had a lovely weekend. That's all I'll say. You were off
Good.
at your wedding and I was there. Now I was in bed late every night.
we both had a
'Cause I
lovely
was
weekend
cleaning-
then.
Blitz the toys, blitz the pantry, blitz the bedroom, blitz our bedroom. Our bedroom's tidy.
It is everything's fine. Sorry, can you all
And I
just
see
hear?
how I
Can you
left-
hear it in her voice?
I left your clothes on a pile beside your bed. They'll be there by next week still.
Can you hear in her voice how excited she is at having cleanliness around her?
No, it gave me like mental clarity. It was cathartic.
Yeah.
I think I haven't been able to get to that stage at this point of the year yet.
Yes.
And it's
actually-
slowly coming around.
Yes.
It's me mending.
No, that is actually so true, because actually when you're not coping, that's one of the things that like you find difficult.
Is
Sure.
what?
Is like it like if things aren't getting done, it gets really on top of you. But then it gets so on top of you that like you then can't bring yourself to do it, to fix it.
Do you know what it is more, Carl? It's more a case of that stuff has to be prioritized to get done so that we can go do things. So like we can get out and walk, Angie. We can go get on the bike.
Yeah.
I can go do yoga. I wasn't able to get to those things because stuff had to be prioritized in the house.
Mm.
So that the following day was functioning for the kids and for when our nanny comes in.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was always like, we were running, everything was always running on that day and on that night. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So anyway,
Well, I'm glad.
that's for me anyway.
I'm
That's how it
so
works.
glad. I'm so glad you had a good weekend. That's good.
great.
Um,
And then Carl comes back and the fucking shit show ensues. Anyway. Right. So, Sniper Rally, Carl. This is the part of the episode where I take a lot of my snipes out of Carl, so I don't do it throughout the whole lot
Come on. Well,
of the episode.
I presume there's something I'm going to get
Well,
absolutely
did you know
nailed.
what, Carl? I felt if I did it to you this week, there probably would be a lot. Because in fairness, you fecked off and left me for a weekend.
Hang
while
on.
you were having a nice little jolly holiday.
You've literally spent the last 20 minutes talking about how great a time you had.
So I just said, let us just enjoy our first day back together.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah. No, I did take 2 snipes already. I spoke to you about Bavian's bottle and the fact that the shit show hasn't.
So actually, you've now surrendered
sniped.
your right for Sniper Alley.
Exactly.
With that.
So do you have something for me?
I
Oh, you do?
have something,
Yes.
but I'm going to save it till next week.
Why?
Because
Because you just feel bad.
no, it was something I noticed today with the Hoover. And we'll talk about it next week.
Oh, I know exactly
We'll
what
talk
this
about
is.
it next week on the
Alright,
podcast.
fine.
Well, do you know what? I think let's do some correspondence.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Right. Actually, I said to you about correspondence. So I was going through correspondence, right? Just reading through it, picking out what we shall read.
Yeah.
And as I say this, if you're watching on YouTube, the tree behind me has started moving
It's because Angie.
because Angie is in the room.
Yes.
And she likes to be in the room with us when we're recording the pod now, doesn't she?
She does. She's
Yes,
a bit
she's a bit
gaily waily.
waily. So anyway, I was reading through the emails, and as I was reading, if the correspondence was enjoyable,
Yeah.
I get multiple licks on the leg
Right.
by Angie. If it wasn't enjoyable, I'd get 1 lick.
What? So
So,
she's responding to.
I think she's feeding off my energy. So I'm going to create a bit of a gauge now moving forward.
Okay.
Right? So if Angie likes what I'm reading.
Well, she's licking your leg right
yeah,
now.
'cause she loves me and her mum. I'm her gaily waily. So I'm forevermore, I think. So that's Angie's indication of telling me what's a good correspondence email
Okay.
and what's good correspondence. So I think forevermore.
That's the way you're gauging it.
That's my gauge, and by
Okay.
Angie's licks. So I'm going to start calling this section Angie's box.
Okay.
Okay.
Angie's box.
So that came to me there now when I was picking through
What's in
the
Angie's
emails.
box?
What's in Angie's box?
Okay, go on.
So this week in Angie's box, you enjoying that little lick? See, she knows what email's
Yeah.
coming. There you go. There you go. Came in from Kelly Cruz. Now I'm going to read this email because if I read this email later in a couple of weeks' time, it's not really going to do it justice because the World Cup is finished.
Oh, okay.
Right, okay. So we're going
Yeah.
to read it now. Hi, Carl and Aisling. Since becoming a mum in February, your podcast has made it onto my weekly schedule of podcasts while out getting my many walks in. No matter how hard the night has been, you guys always manage to give me a few laughs and help me reset for the day. There's nothing off limits with you guys. In a world where we see everybody's perfect lives on social media, it is really refreshing to hear you talk so honestly about the silly things we all bicker about and the challenges of parenthood. I've been wanting to email for ages to pretty much say all of the above, but I just hadn't got around to it with my 5-month-old who runs the show. Your episode this week, A Dream Weekend, A Flight Fuck Up, and Sniper Alley is the end for Carl, really struck a chord with me. My husband is English but has dual nationality as his parents were Irish. He has been living and working in Ireland for 10 years now. She's like mad. Look, Angie's
Yeah,
mad.
yeah,
Look,
she
see,
loves
so
this
she loves
email.
This email, yeah. Similar to my husband, my son will have dual nationality. I found it really refreshing to hear you both speak positively about the England team in the World Cup and wishing them well. Even though we now know they didn't make it to the final, I find it extremely frustrating and disappointing how Irish people still go on so negatively about the English and hate watch them all the time. My husband feels so uncomfortable that he would not go out to watch any of the England games, never mind wear an England jersey in public. He even considered flying back to England to watch the semi-final. There's no getting away from the hate. Even in my work group, there have been hateful messages against the English. When I saw the things people post on social media and hear what they say, I fear for my son in the future when people learn that half of his family are English. People don't have to forget, but I do think it is time that Irish people let history be history. This might be too controversial to read out in your podcast, but I did just want to say thank you for your nice words. It was a welcome change from all the negativity. I should say that I'm Irish, born and bred, and even before I met my husband, I found the hate watching extremely draining. Sorry for the long weekend. Thank you for bringing a podcast to the platform that reflects what normal life is actually like. I hope the lovely weather continues for us all. Have a fab weekend. Kelly,
that's a lovely email.
Yeah.
She said some lovely things. But you know what, actually, that is a really interesting kind of conversation point because like I need to hold my hands up here as well because like I create loads of content on Instagram. Whenever England are playing and they're not doing well, there's always a joke to be had, right?
Yes.
And I'll make stuff, and like I put up videos where it was like ringing your English mates the day after they got knocked out of the World Cup,
Yes.
right? Now the thing is, like,
I just don't watch what you put up.
I would hope that, like, when I'm doing that, I'm like towing the line in that, like, it's kind of done in a way that it's like poking the bear a little bit of like
Yes.
your next door neighbors, as much as like they could have a laugh at us. As in, I think there's a real kind of line when it comes to football banter, and then
Yes.
something becoming genuinely hateful.
Yes.
And that is awful, because there is stuff that you hear that's just genuinely hateful.
So say when they didn't make it through, so when England or Argentina beat England,
Yeah.
and then my WhatsApp group from work start getting flooded of like celebrations that were in Ireland,
Yeah.
and it was like crowds of Argentinian people. So this is like Dublin City, and it wasn't, but it was a joke.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it because I didn't realize, like, Janie Max, why are people so happy? Do you know what I mean? But then I realized what it was when a few other messages came in. I'm like, oh,
Because it's England who they've beaten.
yeah.
Do you know, this is so nuanced that we're not even going to be able
Yes.
to like get to this properly. But
I
like,
just think as in, because your family now, so like your family where like your parents grew up in the Creggan.
yeah, well, sorry, my dad did.
Yes.
Dad grew up in Creggan in Derry, which, like, you know, so Dad was, just to give a very, very brief backstory. Dad grew up in Creggan in the height of the Troubles, and Dad was there for Bloody Sunday.
Yes.
This is mad. Like, this has gone real full political now.
Yes.
But like, Dad was there for Bloody Sunday, and like would have been surrounded by people who were kind of mobilized after that incident, and like would have wanted to go and join the IRA. Like, there would have been
Yes.
lots of people in his area would have been in the IRA.
Yes.
And that was just the times that they were growing up in.
Yes.
But the funny thing was about Dad, he was playing football and he loved football, but he always played in goal.
Yeah.
And the England goalkeeper at the time was Gordon Banks.
Yes.
Growing up, like, as Dad was a kid, the England goalkeeper was Gordon Banks. And Dad thought this guy was, like, incredible.
Yes.
He used to just be like, he used to think he could fly, you know? And Dad was obsessed with Gordon Banks, and actually, like, he started a scrapbook about Gordon Banks, and he used to collect all newspaper clippings. And Gordon Banks was Dad's hero. And because of the area that Dad would have grown up in, they would have had the British Army raiding the
They'd
houses
have quite
all
a few
the time.
raids. Yeah.
And Dad tells this story about the house getting raided by the British Army and them expecting his room to be full of, like, Irish Republican Army paraphernalia and this,
Yes.
that, and the other. And actually, there was pictures of the England football team on the walls.
Yes.
And the British Army were like, they were like calling the sergeant in and being like, you're going to have to see this.
Yes.
And he ended up sitting down and have a conversation with them about, like, Anglo-Irish
loved.
relations,
Yeah.
but the reasons why people on the street would feel so aggrieved by their presence and all this. And it was like this real moment of humanity where it was like they had this common point where, like, these are British Army lads whose heroes are also Gordon Banks. Then you've got this young fella from the Creggan whose hero is Gordon Banks.
Yes.
And the common denominator there was football and this
Yes.
guy who was just absolutely amazing. And like, that's why, like, I think Dad has done a really good job of us growing up. Like, even though he grew up in Creggan, he was there for Bloody Sunday. He's always taught us so much about, like, you know, like, English people are not bad people.
He's very still protective of his people and what everyone
Yes.
went through in that time.
Absolutely.
Because everyone is like, they're called the Troubles, and they're still called the Troubles for that exact reason.
Oh,
it
it
was
was-
a very troubling time.
It was exactly.
Yeah.
And what went on was terrible. But I think, like, he's given us a real understanding of just, like, we're all human beings, and, like, you know, like, we family in England.
And I
We've
think
friends in
so
England.
that's what I was moving on to, because like I worked in England, in the UK, in London for a while. Your sister lives there.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, I would support. We have really good friends who are from
Yes.
London. Like, you went to ask one of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my godchild is in London. So like that, I supported France in the World Cup because my sister's from there.
Yeah.
Or she lives there now, right? Not from there. She lives there. And I supported France for that reason. So when
Yeah.
France were knocked out, or when we thought it was like an England-France final, and at that point I was like, oh my God, like, this is a good final, because I'm like, there's people that I love that will be supporting them, so you want it for them.
Yeah.
So I think that's where my standpoint is, you're supporting the people that you love as well.
Yes. Yeah.
But then equally, if those people did something wrong, I'd also be like, no, come on.
I know it's but it's funny. I just think getting back to, was it Rachel? Is that her name? Kelly? Sorry. Getting back to Kelly's email, I think the kind of crux of it is like we need to get to a point where we start to try and remove the politics from football. Politics shouldn't be part of football anyway.
Yes.
Like it should just be healthy rivalry.
Yeah.
Like our closest neighbours will always be our rivals.
Yes.
Doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah.
But it should never be hateful. It
I
should
think it
just
should
be
also
healthy rivalry.
And I also think it should be the enjoyment of the football. So like we went out for dinner in our local, the Laurels, with just the kids. Two of us and just the kids. Didn't realise the first match was on, and it was England were playing.
Yeah.
And the Laurels, like, you'd have an older cohort of men in, and a few people came in for the match, right? Yeah. And I thought, because we didn't know the match was on, I was like, oh, what way is this going to turn? But actually, the men that were watching it, they were watching it for the sheer enjoyment of the sport.
Totally.
So anytime a goal was missed or taken or like they were like, whoa, or like, everyone was reacting to the football.
Yeah, yeah.
To the extent that, when there was missed goals and the men were like, Jesus, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of it was happening with England. So they were like, oh my God, they were raging for England at the time. To the extent when so many Jesuses were heard, Davy turned around to us and he was like, there must be a lot of nuns in this room. And I was like, why do you think there's nuns in this room? Because they're all saying Jesus. So we have said to him, like, only a nun says Jesus, because sometimes people would say it around the house. And we're like, oh no, because Auntie Dee would say it.
Yeah, yeah.
And she is a nun. So we're like, so she's allowed to say it because.
Yeah.
So he's like, there must be a lot of nuns in this room. So, and I was like, God, I was apprehensive when a lot of people came in for the first match, because I was thinking, oh God, this is an England match, and are they coming in for that reason?
Yeah.
But actually, they were coming in just to watch the sport. So I was like, this is great.
Yes.
And that's what it should be. So I think I was a bit taken aback when a message came like that into the work group, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
that took me by surprise. I was unaware. Do you know that way?
Yeah, yeah.
So no, I think people just need to watch it for the enjoyment of the sport.
Yeah, exactly. I just, in general, like, we just need to try and remove politics from sport. Now,
yes.
The World Cup was not a good advertisement for that because it was very political.
Yeah.
But and look,
sorry, what I will say is we also did not grow up in the times. We are not connected to different families that would have gone through those things at the time.
Completely.
Like, yes, your dad grew up in the time of the Troubles, so you've heard his stories.
Yeah.
And you're a byproduct of that family. My family are not a byproduct of that. So we weren't there. It's not our experience. So, and a lot of hurt and pain was caused on both sides.
Yes.
So that is understandable as well. So look, you can understand how that can also manifest stuff as well.
Exactly.
Generational trauma and all of that.
But do you know what it is? It's that I think we attach all those memories, and then something like the England football team becomes the poster for all of those, like all of that hurt.
Okay, yes.
And also as well, then there's the history of, like, say, Lansdowne Road in 1995.
Oh, there's a
there
lot.
was bad behaviour, but it's kind of like we attach all those things, and then you actually when you remove yourself from it, and you're actually talking to your friends, your family, your loved ones who are from England, you're like, these are just people who love watching football, and they're as excited for their country doing well in a World Cup as we would be if we were there. And you need to try and bring it back down to that.
And
so
bring the energy to that as well.
That is a really, really, really nuanced conversation that we just don't have time to properly get into.
Yes.
But I think that's a great email. And maybe it's something we might get back to at another stage.
Yes. So thank you, Kelly, for that.
Thank you. Great one.
So this one came in from Sarah J. Morris on Spotify, right? Huge hugs. Thanks for including my email. Carl's having been to Oakwood. So this is where I want to read this one. Carl, remember you went to Oakwood theme park
and
and that
Wales.
made my day. Every Welsh's kid's summer school trip.
No way.
Unfortunately, no longer with us, and it closed last year.
No.
Yeah. I never knew that.
Oh.
Yeah. So Oakwood is gone.
Wow.
And I've said, P.S. The Insta algorithm led me to you.
Wow.
There you go.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's very sad though as well.
Poor Oakwood.
Or R.I.P. Oakwood. The only thing I will say is, now we don't need to go to Oakwoods to get to our own theme park. Emerald Park is unreal.
I can't wait to go. We're going to try go there with the kids in August.
It's deadly.
And then one last one. This one came in from Sinead. Can't listen anymore. It's costing too much. Everything mentioned, I must look up and end up buying. Jeffrey Dahmer glasses purchased. So you can thank you, Rosie and Dot, for those fabulous. If you want to get your glasses, go on to Rosie and Dot and buy the Rachel glasses.
That sounds like you're getting a cut of that.
I'm not.
You're
I
absolutely
bought
not.
them.
Yeah.
I bought them and I absolutely love
You just
them.
love them.
They're only $39.99.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a very positive episode
There you
now,
go.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So happy birthday.
Happy. Sorry, yeah, I forgot. It was the 1 year.
Happy.
Happy 1 year anniversary to How You Lovie. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
join us on our Instagram page at How You Lovie.
Yes, we would love for you to go and follow us there. Get in
Yes.
touch with us. Send us a DM. You can comment under the videos there. It's a central place now for all of the correspondence on top of the emails or whatever to come into us. And we are going to do a celebratory 1 year bonus episode
Yes.
on Saturday as well.
Thanks for tuning in.
All right. Good luck. Have a great week.
Lance Lan.